What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and you're back with another video. And today, guys, we're going to talk about Carson Wentz. If you're a Colts fan, I'm sure you guys should be thrilled to have Carson Wentz. But obviously, there's a lot of skepticism to it. Me being on this video, I'm going to be a little bit optimistic. Just looking at this Colts team and what he's being presented, what are the marksmen that's going to be around him as far as his coaching and his weapons from the receiver to tight end to running back. Looking at Phillip Rivers and what he did last year with the Colts, I thought was pretty impressive for what he did and leading them to the playoffs. So, Phillip Rivers, I think Carson Wentz is a way step up better than Phillip Rivers. And if Phillip can do what he did and the success he had with Indianapolis, I think Wentz could also have some type of success playing with Indianapolis. I truly believe that. I know Carson Wentz, like I said, it's not really looking too good for him right now. Just looking at his last year in Philly, I mean, he pretty much got ran out of Philly. And some people also criticized him, because he felt like Jalen Hurts wasn't the guy, and he felt like he was being replaced, and that kind of soured his relationship with Philly. But I'm just going to read you guys his stats from 2020 and just to see what everyone is talking about. But he only completed 57% of his passes. He threw for 2,620 yards. He threw 16 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. And, I mean, his ratio was 72.8. And, I mean, it was just a terrible season. I mean, you can look at team chemistry, or you can just really just point the finger at him and hold him accountable. Like, where is his accountability? So, Wentz, I know a lot of analysts, a lot of sports analysts, he's kind of rubbed everyone the wrong way. But, looking at what he's doing with the Colts, him signing his contract and just him, obviously, I believe he was traded as well. But him going to the Colts, I mean, I think it's going to be a really good fit for him just because of just the idea of what I said about Phillip Rivers. Obviously, Phillip Rivers was aging. Those expectations for him to win a Super Bowl. But look at what he did with these guys and not having T.Y. Hilton for a full season. I still think, Phillip Rivers, he played his part, and I think he did really, really well with the receivers he had. And let's even talk about that. I mean, honestly, I think the Colts should in the draft some pieces on offense for Carson Wentz. They still have T.Y. Hilton. I believe he signed an extension. Michael Pittman Jr., I don't really know too much about him. And then you have Zach Pascal. He's actually nice. I actually like Zach. He's really, really good. And then they have J.J. Nelson. I believe he was at Arizona. His name seems so familiar, but I believe he played at Arizona. Speedster kind of guy. These are like some of the guys he's working with. And you look at running back for the Colts, they have Marlon Mack. I respect his game. They have Jonathan Taylor. I respect his game. He's a good running back. And they also have Nyheim Hines. Now, Hines, he's more of a receiving back. That's one guy I feel like Carson Wentz should really, really connect with because this guy, Hines, he's a guy that comes out of the backfield that can run the ball and also catch from the backfield and make plays happen. You can use him for screens, a lot of plays like that. So I think Carson Wentz is really going to enjoy his company playing with Hines. But other than that, I mean, looking at what he has at the tight end spot, he has Doyle. I mean, this guy, Jack Doyle, he's going to be a problem. He's going to have some really good statistics just because Carson Wentz, looking at Philly, I mean, he's always passed the ball to Zach Ertz, Goddard, and these guys. Wentz loves to use his tight ends, and I think, the Colts needs to make sure that before the season that Carson Wentz is going to have a nice tight end, a guy that's going to be durable, that he can throw to throughout the season. So Jack Doyle might be that guy, but I do think the Colts should bring in another tight end, whether it'll be in free agency or in the draft. But I do think, Carson Wentz could use some help at the tight end position and wide receiver. But Carson Wentz, like I said, I'm really optimistic about Carson Wentz. Some people think he's washed or whatever, but it's like, guys, it's like you have to understand he's 28 years of age. He still has a lot more years in him, and it's not like he didn't have any good seasons in the NFL. I believe his best season was in the 2017. I think that was his best year he had. He threw for 33 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. And he completed over 60% of his passes. I mean, this guy was in the talks of MVP. He's shown us that he can be an MVP level caliber player in the NFL. So he's proven that he can be a great quarterback. Just obviously his tensions in Philly and just everything didn't work out. It could have been coaching, Doug Peterson. It was just a whole lot going on. So I'm not going to speculate, but, a quarterback is one of the toughest positions. But when you look at it, of what we've seen from Carson, him being drafted in 2016 to 2020, just looking at what he's done, I mean, the guy has over 100 touchdown passes. He's thrown over 1,600 yards, and his ratio is 89.2, and he's completed over 60% of his passes with, just career-wise. So looking at that, I mean, he's on a good path. He's done a lot of good things so far. You can look at the comparisons between him and Dak. I know that's been like a rival of who's the better quarterback, but, Carson Wentz had his spark of, looking at the potential he could be. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen his potential. So I think for a lot of Colt fans, you guys should be excited to see what can Carson Wentz bring to you guys, because, like I said, I don't think he's done. I think he can still. I think a lot of things he can work on is sitting in the pocket. That's one thing that he just needs to. He just needs to be able to feel comfortable in the pocket. Philly last year, they weren't really good. Their offensive line struggled. Carson Wentz was running for his life. I mean, he's not the same guy. I believe he tore his ACL. I believe he messed up his knee, I believe, and it just seems like he just doesn't have the same mobility. So him playing with the Colts, looking at their offensive line, I believe he's going to be well protected. He'll be more comfortable, and he could be able to look upfield and make plays happen. So I think Carson Wentz is in a better situation when you look at his offensive line. I think he's going to be more productive. I think he's going to be more comfortable in the pocket. He's going to be able to, look to the left, look to the right, drop in the pocket, and make plays happen. I think Carson Wentz is going to have a better year than what we've seen. I mean, like I said, in Philly, it was just terrible. He threw for under 3,000 yards. He threw 15 interceptions. He didn't even throw for 20 touchdowns. So, I mean, like I said, it's not looking good, but I also think Carson Wentz is not over. I don't think his career is over. I don't think we can just drop everything and say, which that's what Philly did. But, Jalen Hurts, they believe is their guy. So, with the Colts, I think they got a really good present from Carson Wentz, and I think it's something to look forward to. But that's just pretty much my take on Carson Wentz. But I think, the Colts can be a top-tier team in the league if Carson Wentz can play at a high level and get T.Y. Hilton back to that 1,000-yard receiving and, Jack Doyle and using this tight end. I think this team could be, they can compete with a lot of teams in the AFC if their offense can really get in tune and put up a lot of points. I think this team could be something. So that's just pretty much my take. If you guys want to tell me your 2 cents, how do you feel about Carson Wentz? Do you think he's washed? Do you think he's going to throw for over 20 touchdowns or over 30 touchdowns with the Colts? I mean, you guys tell me, what do you guys think about Carson Wentz? Put your 2 cents in. If you're a Colts fan, I definitely want to hear your insight on Carson Wentz. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment below. We could chat it up inside the comment section. Be safe, guys. Have a good day. See you guys in my next video. Peace.